I'm reading chapter 7, The Scroll. Jack put the scepter and the notebook and pencil into his pack. The Ghost Queen seemed to be so kind and gentle. He wasn't afraid of her at all anymore. Jack and Annie followed her deeper into the pyramid. Finally, they came to some stairs. The stairs, said Jack and Annie together. The Ghost Queen floated up the stairs. Jack and Annie followed. The Ghost Queen floated right through the wooden door. Jack and Annie pushed on the door. It opened slowly. They stepped into a cold, drafty room. The Ghost Queen was nowhere in sight. Dim torchlight lit the huge room. It had a very high ceiling. On one side was a pile of tables, chairs, and musical instruments. On the other side of the room was a small wooden boat. The boat, said Jack. What was it doing inside Queen Hootapie's pyramid? Asked Annie. Maybe it's supposed to carry her to the next life, said Jack. Jack and Annie went over to the boat. They looked inside it. The boat was filled with many things: gold plates, painted cups, jeweled goblets, woven baskets, jewelry of blue stones, and small wooden statues. Look, said Jack. He reached into the boat and lifted out a clay jug. The jug, said Annie. Jack looked inside the jug. Something's in there, he said. What is it? Asked Annie. Jack felt inside the jug. It feels like a big napkin, he said. The folded cloth, said Annie. Jack reached into the jug and pulled out the folded cloth. It was wrapped around an ancient-looking scroll. Jack slowly unrolled the scroll. It was covered with wonderful hieroglyphs. The Book of the Dead, whispered Annie. We found it. Oh, man. Jack traced his finger over the scroll. It felt like a very old paper. Queen Hootapie, called Annie. We have it. We found your Book of the Dead. Silence. Queen Hootapie. A door on the other side of the chamber creaked open. Maybe she's in there, said Annie. Jack's heart was pounding. Cold air was coming through the open doorway. Come on, said Annie. Wait. No, said Annie. She's waited thousands of years for her book. Don't make her wait anymore. Jack put the ancient scroll into his backpack. Then he and Annie slowly started to cross the drafty room. They came to the open door. Annie went through first. Hurry, Jack, she said. Jack stepped into the other room. It was nearly bare, except for a long gold box. The box was open. Its cover was on the floor. Queen Hootapie? Called Annie. Silence. We found it, said Annie. Your Book of the Dead. There was no sign of the Ghost Queen. The gold box glowed. Jack could barely breathe. Let's leave the scroll on the floor and go, he said. No, I think we should leave it in there, said Annie. She pointed to the gold box. No, said Jack. Don't be afraid, said Annie. Come on. Annie took Jack by the arm. They walked together across the room to the glowing gold box. They stopped in front of the box and peered inside. Chapter 8, The Mummy. A real mummy, Jack thought. Bandages were still wrapped around the mummy's skull, but most of the bandages had fallen away from the face. It was Hootapie, Queen of the Nile. Hootapie's mummy wasn't beautiful. It had broken teeth, little wrinkled ears, and a squashed nose. Its flesh had withered. Its eyes were hollow sockets. The rotting bandages on the mummy's body were coming off. Jack could see bones. Oh, gross, cried Annie. Let's go. No, said Jack. It's interesting. Forget it, said Annie. She started out of the room. Wait, Annie. Come on, Jack, hurry, cried Annie. She was standing by the door. Jack pulled up the Egypt book and flipped to a picture of a mummy. He read aloud. Ancient Egyptians tried to protect the body so it would last forever. First, it was dried out with salt. Stop, said Annie. Listen, said Jack. He kept reading. Next, it was covered with oil. Then it was wrapped tightly in bandages. The brain was removed by... Yuck! Stop, said Annie. Goodbye, she dashed out of the room. Annie, called Jack. We have to give her the Book of the Dead. but Annie was gone. Jack reached in his backpack. He pulled out the scroll and the scepter. He put them back next to his mummy's skull, the mummy's skull. Was it just his imagination, or did a deep sigh seem to shudder through the room? Did the mummy's face grow calmer? Jack held his breath as he backed out of the mummy room. He hurried through the boat room and headed down the stairs. At the bottom of the stairs, Jack heaved his own sigh, a sigh of relief. He looked down the hallway. It was empty. "Hey, Annie, where are you?" he said. No answer. Where in the world was Annie? This was Jack and Queen Hootie-Pie's mummy. Jack started down the hallway. "Annie," he called. "Has she run out of the pyramid? Was she already outside?" "Annie, help, Jack," came a cry. The voice sounded far away. It was Annie. Where was she? "Help, Jack. Annie." Jack started to run along this shadowy hallway. "Help, Jack." Her cry seemed fainter. Jack stopped. He was running away from her voice. "Annie," he called. He went back toward the burial chambers. "Jack." Her voice was louder. "Jack." Jack climbed the stairs. He went back into the boat room. He looked around at the furniture, the musical instruments in the boat. Then he saw it. There was another door. It was right next to the door he had just come through. The other door was open. Jack dashed through it. He found himself at the top of some stairs. They were just like the stairs outside the other door. He went down the stairs and into a hallway. It was lit by torches on the wall. It was just like the other hallway. "Annie," he called. "Jack! Annie! Jack!" Annie was running through the hallway toward him. She crashed into him. "I was lost," she cried. "I think this is one of the false passages built to fool the tomb robber," said Jack. "A false passage," said Annie, panting. "Yeah, it looks just like the other hallway," said Jack. "We have to go back into the boat room and out the right door." Just then they heard a creaking noise. Jack and Annie turned around. They looked up the stairs. They watched in horror as the door slowly creaked shut. A deep sound rumbled in the distance, and all the torches went out. Chapter 9 will be Follow the Leader. I'll see you tomorrow.